Hey, I wanted to share with you guys about a concert that we just did for Da Capo that was so exciting. I still am just speechless about it. And Jeff suggested that I do a little video. I think that's a great idea because I can't possibly capture my thoughts and feelings into words. So at Da Capo, we have a concert series called Make a Difference. And it's where our faculty and guest artists come and do concerts at local assisted living facilities, on hospitals, nursing homes. And in today's case, we went to a juvenile detention center in Bon Air, here in the Richmond area. It's the facility that we went to is called Oak Ridge. And it's for boys ages about 15 to 19. And they actually have a school program that runs from about 8 o'clock to 3 o'clock during the day. And all of the kids that are there, all of these boys, are incarcerated for felonies. But they all also are identified as special needs students. So they're all disabled in their cognitive abilities. So they all have IEPs. Reading is affected and all of their cognitive thinking process. So that's why they are selected to be a part of this school. So it's a big honor to be at this school because they actually get instruction. They're still incarcerated, but they're a part of a school program. So it's a really big deal. But because they're there also, and they have these cognitive issues, they're also their behavior can be really difficult because socially they're very awkward and inept. So anyway, one of our faculty members, it works at this facility and helps to design curriculum for them. And so she had invited us to come to a Make a Difference concert there. And today we went. It was me, and then I brought a wind trio of faculty members. Heidi Thurman came on flute. Suzanne Pattison is her new last name. She's our bassoonist. And Mike Goldberg on clarinet. And so they had planned to play about 40 minutes of classical wind trio stuff, Mozart, Bach, Haydn, Handel, Beethoven, and with Amazing Grace, Simple Gifts, Hallelujah Chorus, and which was a great plan, and the idea was to just go present a concert. And so when we got there, Miriam asked us if we could introduce the instruments and maybe, do a little instructional type of thing, kind of informal. And we said, sure, we'll put that together. We'll kind of whip that off, whatever. And this concert was amazing. These guys were so involved and excited about just everything that we presented, from the music to the instruments to hearing and learning about us. They were very well behaved. They were better behaved than any high school group you would go to see. I guarantee that. Of course, there were a lot of officers there, making sure things kept calm. But that aside from that, they were very well behaved regardless, which we kind of figured they would be because of all the security and stuff. There were 40 guys in the room, but the coolest thing is that they were just so interested in what we were doing. They wanted to know about the instruments. They were asking about the composers. We interacted with them a whole lot, asking them, did they know when Beethoven lived? What made Beethoven famous? They knew that he went crazy. They knew that he was deaf. They knew he wrote the Ninth Symphony. That many of them shared with me that they sing or that they played an instrument, a guitar, a violin, the drums, the piano. And they all said that they don't do it anymore. And so that really gave us the opportunity to talk with them about the importance of making music and that you don't have to be a professional musician to do it. You can make music on your own. You can do it with friends. It's something that brings great pleasure and great joy. And the other neat thing is that I tried to incorporate some life lessons into that presentation and talk to them about the fact that anything that's worth doing takes time, and it takes a lot of devotion and dedication, because they were amazed that Suzanne had been playing the bassoon for 10 years. And I said, 10 years, that's nothing. That's not a long time at all, Look at what she's accomplished in the 10 years that she's been playing. And they really got on board with that and started to understand that. Something else that really stood out to me was when we played Ode to Joy, when the trio played Ode to Joy. I asked them if they knew it to please just hum along, if they wanted to sing on La La La, whatever. If they knew it, they could. And probably a third of the room hummed Ode to Joy with me. As I walked around amongst them, they were humming the tune. They knew it. And they were moving in their chairs, you know, swaying and humming and obviously enjoying it. So I thought, well, maybe we're going to close with the Amazing Grace. I figure they probably know it. May not know all the words, but, you know, they knew it probably well enough to sing. And so I invited them. I actually asked them to stand. And then, of course, realized that I probably should have made sure that that was okay for them to stand like that. And the officers all said it was fine. And so they stood, and I told them we were going to close with Amazing Grace. They said, oh, we know that. I know that. They were excited, you know. And we sang through it twice. We just did the first verse 2 times. And almost every one of those boys sang that song with us, including all of the correctional officers that were in the room. Everybody was singing. And it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. I had no idea that they would respond as well as they did. They were very willing to learn and excited about the opportunities that were presented today. So I just wanted to share my excitement and enthusiasm about it, because like I said, to write it down is kind of hard, but Heidi was phenomenal. Mike and Suzanne, I mean, they were, the three of them just played so well, and it was such a privilege to go in as a part of that team and volunteer our time to make a difference in the day of somebody else who would never have exposure to a professional wind trio. That was really the coolest thing, knowing that these guys have never heard a professional wind ensemble like that. And they were sitting forward. They had their eyes up, you know, open and excited. They were asking questions, and they were so involved. It just amazed me. So one other note is that Suzanne actually played the theme to Bad Romance, Lady Gaga. And we were egging her on to do it, the faculty and I. And they went crazy. They loved it because it was awesome, you know. And anyway, so she did that, and that was a really cool connection for them, you know, to see that huge instrument playing a Lady Gaga song. They were amazed by that. They absolutely loved it. And you know, everybody shared their stories, the faculty, as far as what they do and, you know, what got them into music and those sorts of things. But the Lady Gaga was definitely memorable, and the singing, the interaction, and their excitement for having us there. So we would love to come back. And for any of you professional musicians, amateur musicians who are watching this, you need to do the same thing. You should volunteer your time, whether it's through the Make a Difference series here in Richmond or someplace, to go share your music, because today was a given. I mean, it was amazing to see the difference that it made for these guys. It was so crystal clear that they just were in such need of something like that. And their response was phenomenal. So I encourage you to volunteer your time and use your music to make a difference in someone's day and create a musical memory that'll last a lifetime for them. So thanks a lot for watching, and I'll look forward to continuing to interact with all of you. And thanks for your support and advocacy for Da Capo.